Pete, I know to talk about over here lessons in terms of the putting this all together, but when it's the veteran quarterback throwing 3 interceptions like that, I guess it goes without saying that you just can't have that happen from anybody.
Yeah, those were huge plays in the first half. I think they're big third down opportunities, third down conversions, and they really on both plays they did the same thing, and then we fell for it and screwed it up. Yeah, you can't expect to turn the ball over like that and win. It's almost, it doesn't happen. But we overcame it because the defense was so spectacular in the first half, making those stops. They were great. And it gave us a chance. The score could have been ridiculous after the first quarter, but it wasn't. And so, we learn, we grow, and we have to do better. I know Geno's sick. The 2 plays that they pick on him, the first 2 were just, we just didn't see it. Got fooled by the coverage, and they got him. The other one on the crossing route, it's a play we throw all the time, and we rip in there. And I don't know if the ball was behind the receiver or not. I couldn't tell from my vantage point, but the guy makes a heck of a play too. Again, unfortunately. And the game comes all the way down to we had to stop them in the last drive, and we didn't get it done, unfortunately. And we went right down to getting field goal range, and the guy comes off the edge and makes a block, made a great play there. We got it since field goals were invented. You got to get the guy on the edge. We didn't get him. So it's tough. It's tough to come in here twice, for our fans and not come out of here with wins. We really set our sights on getting this thing jump started today. And we didn't quite get that done. So it's still out there for us.
Pete, after Geno's 3rd interception, he now leads the NFL. Was there any consideration to going with Kenny at all?
No, we're not there.
Max Crosby obviously was somebody that played just a fantastic game. Can you talk? I know it's in a loss, but can you talk about the energy that he brought and kind of holding that thing together, like you said, to basically keep you in the game?
Yeah, so whether you win or lose, the facts remain, and he was incredible today. He has been every time he's been on the field for us since we've been there. Every time, whether it was preseason or not, that's the guy that shows up. Just incredible plays and playmaking. And he's doing it clean. He's not getting, he's not having to cheat on line of scrimmage or anything. He's just a spectacular football player, and to tip the ball up like that and to get it going on the big pick is a huge play, man. But he doesn't practice, and so it's not unfamiliar. It's just incredible that he's on our team and he's doing what he's doing. There's a lot of guys that played well on defense today and did a nice job. So, but Max that was an incredible game.
Pete, do you have any updates on Eric Stokes and Colton Miller?
Yeah, Eric sprained his knee a little bit and was back up running and thought he could go, and then they decided not. With Colton, he sprained his ankle.
Even though, Pete, back over here, how would you describe Ashton Genty's performance, even though you guys didn't come away with the win?
Say that again.
How would you describe Ashton Genty's performance? It seemed like he got the breakout game you guys been looking for.
Yeah, he certainly did. We ran the football for a ton. We protected all day, no sacks and 200 and something, 30, 40 yards rush, whatever it was. After all of what I'm sure was being talked about, I was thrilled for the guys up front. It was a great game for the offensive line, and to see Ashton get cooking like that, you can see how special he is. They can't tackle him in the open field, and he makes it look easy, which really good players do. So we're very fortunate that this game finally came. We've been waiting for it, and everybody felt like it was just an eyelash from happening, and now that he's busted, you can see it. So. Raheem did really well too, and complimented the 1-2 punch from those 2 guys was really excellent today. What did we rush for? 240 or something like that? 240. Yeah, that's a fantastic game for us, and so it's a great statement for us moving forward and getting better. You guys go nuts on the stats and the numbers from one week to the next, but it takes time, and you have to look at the big picture of things to really assess what's going on. I'm thrilled that we were able to do that today.
Was there enough good today to keep that big picture in mind for you, despite the loss, and it's still early?
Yeah. We undertook our defenses undertook about as much duress as you can in this 4 games of this season, and the leadership and the mentality and Patrick's job with these guys and the coaches to keep those guys on that kind of an edge throughout, regardless of the situation, is incredibly valuable and will continue to be a valuable aspect of our team. And they know. They know. They have that feeling. They're not worried about it. Whatever the tough situation is, they're okay about it. And we've had way more than we need to work at that stuff.
You guys got more? Good.
Thanks.
Colts come back and win? I didn't think so. Danny Dimes. You talked back in May about being brought in to lead this offense and efficiency and how this offense needs to run. And now you're leading the NFL in interceptions. What do you got to do to fix that?
Number one, take care of the ball, not throw interceptions. That's the simplest way I can put it to you. But, first of all, I owe it to my teammates, really, to go out there and play better. And I felt like we had a great week of practice. I felt like the process was there. I felt like, I was feeling good about what I was seeing. The game plan was great. Guys fought their tails off. Guys deserve to get this win, and I let those guys down. So there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to fix within myself. That's the reality. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I got to be a lot better, and I am a lot better. But it hasn't showed up. The guy that I'm supposed to be hasn't showed up yet. And so, I take pride in fixing this stuff.
Is it an anger right now, or a disappointment, or a frustration, or all of the above type of response to something like this?
Yeah, more so just anger. I know I got to be better, and for me as a player, like I said, man, I pride myself on my process and the way that I go about things, and there's some things that I got to do better. I mean, it's just flat out. And it's in terms of my play on the field. I felt like I said, we had a great week of practice. Preparation was there. Guys were dialed in. You saw how Ashton ran the ball today. You saw how the line played today. You saw how our guys were getting open and how our defense played inspired. How our crowd was electric throughout the game. And if you look at the difference in the game, it was the turnovers. So simply put, I got to be better.
Geno, you brought up Ashton, so two-parter for you. Been waiting sort of for his time to come, right? And he talked about him getting the ball more. And now that balance is there, and he has the day that he has. If you can comment on that. And then second part, in terms of your turnovers, do you say anything to him afterwards? Do you you have to feel that obviously he has a career day, sort of that breakout moment that we've been waiting on. Not sure if you had a chance to talk to him. Or if it's got to weigh on you as the veteran, right?
Yeah, shoot, man, Ashton had a great day. He's a great player. He's the guy who we've always seen. Like I said, the outside, I've been in this thing long enough to know how it goes, man. Like, 1 week you're the best, 1 week you're the worst. It's just how how it goes. But the reality is that you got to stay within yourself and play your game. And, for him, he's only going to get better. Our team's only going to get better. Offense is only going to get better. And I'm for damn sure going to get better. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hanging my head about nothing. That's just not how I am. But I am frustrated. I am upset the way that, I turned the ball over and gave those guys chances and gave our defenses, short fields to play with, and they're playing like that. I mean, I'm putting us in tough situations over and over again. And like I said, that's on me. I'm not going to look anywhere else, but at myself when it comes to that.
Geno, last week you were running for your life, 5 sacks but no interceptions. This week, no sacks in 3. I'm just curious, was it forcing the ball maybe today? Do you have any? Can you put your finger on what happened?
I feel like the first 2, I thought Kevin made great plays. They're playing Tampa 2. He's the Tampa safety player. He's carrying the vertical. As soon as I cut the ball loose, he stops, he dives and catches one. The other one, he kind of just hit him, right in the chest. So those are 2. Again, I'm putting it on myself, obviously, but sometimes they make great plays. And then the last one was just a terrible throw. And the reality is, again, is that I'm better than that, and I know that. And like I said, on the outside, I don't know what the outside is going to say. I really don't care. But internally, I hold myself to a very high standard, and right now I haven't met that standard. So there's a lot of hard work that needs to be done, and that's all I can focus on is making this stuff right.
Geno, when it's a loss like this where you basically can say, look, -3 turnovers, it's hard to win in the NFL like that. When it comes down to that and so many other things were good, is it easier to try to not move on from it, but just say, hey, there was some good, if not for the turnovers. So if we don't do that, we're a much better team, and this result might be different moving forward.
You can't get that back. So, yeah, in hindsight, you can look at it that way, but, that's not reality. That's not real life. Can't get those turnovers back. Can't get those plays back. Can't get the throws back. You got to make the play when it's there to be made. That's the reality of this game, and that's what the great ones do. I got to fight. I got to fight to get this stuff right. I got to make it right for my teammates. I owe it to them. I owe it to the organization. I owe it to the fans. I owe it to everybody. I got to get this stuff right.
Your concern level with your blindside protector, Colton Miller, going down and getting carted off late?
Yeah, obviously, hoping for the best for Colton. It seemed like, may turn out better than we expected. And, he's a warrior, man. Colton's a dog, man. He played another tremendous game. I think he's one of the best left tackles in the game. Just honored to be his teammate, honored to play alongside him, hoping for a speedy recovery. But, we got guys that'll step up as next man up, and we got guys that are capable. So, great week of practice, preparation, get back to it.
Both you and Pete Carroll, veterans at your crafts. What does he say to you after a game like this?
Man, Coach Carroll's the best. He's always going to be positive, love me up, say all the right things, keep my spirits high. But I'm too competitive to just go about it like that, man. That's just not how I roll. He's supposed to say that. My teammates are going to say they got my back. They're supposed to say that. But and I know they do. But I owe it to those guys, like I told you. I owe it to them to play better. We deserve to win. These guys deserve to win, man. They put the work in throughout the week. We got some of the hardest working guys I've been around. And when I let them down like that, I feel terrible. I feel terrible about it, so I got to get it right.
Last question, Glenn. 1 win, 3 losses, Geno, and I think you could take bits and pieces of every game. At some point, 60 minutes of football from the Raiders. Is this a team that can right the ship and be a winning program consistently?
Hell yeah, we're going to be a winning program. We are going to be that. So I'm ready for it.
All right, thank you, Geno.
Thank you.